Hi. So I wanted to just give like a quick little I guess let's just have a chat. Okay, let's just have a chat. I want to chat about co-parenting harmoniously. And I know that a lot of people might think like, "Hey, what does she know about co-parenting?" Right? Well, I've been co-parenting a lot longer than you might think. And I happen to always get my way when it comes to co-parenting with my kid's father, and I'm grateful for that. Um, but I think a lot of that is because of the fact that I just simplify things in a way that makes it easier for both of us. And I humble myself a lot. It's not that, you know, my relationship with my kid's father is not perfect. It has been bumpy over the roads. It started out really well, and then we had a few, hiccups here and there. But before him, I was in relationships where I was co parenting with other people's kids. Um, and so that's kind of where I got practice. And so the thing that I really just wanted to kind of make a point about is one of the lessons that I learned early on, and that is about separating and compartmentalizing your feelings versus the feelings that you express to the kids that you're sharing or co parenting, and making sure that your personal feelings don't interfere with that child having a relationship with their parent in a healthy way. And so it's really important to make sure that you get to ex- express yourself. You know what I mean? We all need self expression, but self expression should be healthy, right? It should be in a way that says, hey, F you, or hey, I love you, or hey, whatever, whatever. And it should be direct. But there's a time and a place for everything. And I'm saying this because I think that we have lost a sense of tact in our self expression these days. I think we have lost a sense of respect. I think we have lost a sense of privacy. I think we've lost a sense of protecting our children from, you know, the harsh realities of the world. We, as parents, should want to shelter our children to a certain extent that they don't know everything that's going on between their parents. And when a child is exposed to a parent that they feel might have um, certain negative feelings towards their other parent or something like that, it puts them in a really, really awkward situation. It puts them in a situation where they feel like they're being pulled to take a side, or their feelings might get hurt if you say something about their parent that is a part of them. Of course they're going to feel something, and it could cause them to resent the person that is giving off that negative energy. Okay? So one thing I've always done, I bite my tongue. I bite my tongue a lot. I think it has been, I can count on my hand the many times that I have said something bad out loud about my kid's father. It's probably been maybe 3 times. And my oldest child is 12 years old. So that's the oldest child I have with him. And it's only been 3 times where my children can say that they've heard me say something bad about their father. That doesn't mean that he hasn't done, you know, that doesn't mean that he's only done something to piss me off 3 times. That just means those were the times where I was just to wit's end and couldn't take it anymore. And even then, I backed it up with saying they still need to respect their father. And that is what our responsibility is as a mother, raising children. We have to take the high road when we don't even want to. Okay? Sometimes we have to really humble ourselves and say, hey, this man is doing something that I don't like, and you got to take that shit behind closed doors. Back in the day, what they called it, an old school. You got to keep it old school. A united front. A united front is so worth saving your relationship with your children, with your spouse, with your family members, because the family members are going to judge you. You better believe they're going to put their 2 cents in. They're going to talk behind closed doors. They're going to say it to your face. They're going to feel some type of way. And the children, I remember when I was younger, I would get caught in between battles. My father had different people that he paid to take care of me. They were nannies that kind of took on the role of a mother. And there would be times when these women would, take sides against him, with one nanny, with the other nanny. It was very cliquish in my family, and it still is. And there would be times where I would be put in an awkward position of, admitting that I was a daddy's girl, and I would end up taking my father's side, and I would have to deal with the repercussions of that. Some things never change. And so that is a unfair position to put a child in at any age. That's not my responsibility to have to battle with a mother figure over my father's honor. It's not fair to me at any age. It's not fair to any child at any age to have to experience that. So I just wanted to say this coming from a place of compassion and understanding, and from a position of somebody who has been in those shoes of a little girl who has seen a woman, talk about her father in a negative way. And it hurt me because, there were times when this same woman would say, hey, you look just like your dad. And it's like, well, I'm pretty, so that's okay. And it was like, no, it's like, you disgust me, was what she would say. And that hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings when people say that I remind them of my father, because I'm my own person. But more than that, more than me just having my own identity, it's really just about, keep that to yourself. Okay, so let's try this week to make an effort to be mindful of the power of our tongues and the power of our energy when we are co-parenting. Okay, let's try to be mindful that the things that we say and do and the energy that we could be putting out to other people, to somebody that we don't like, it could hurt the feelings of somebody who really loves that person. That can be taken very personally. Because you never know what some people go through for each other. You never know the silent battles that people fight. You never really know. Be mindful of the energy that you put out into the world, because it can come back to you. It can come back to you. and not in ways that you expected or intended it to. It can totally, totally take on a path of its own. And sorry, I'm just emotional. Um, it's really just important. It's important to be, um, harmonious and kind and respectful when you're co-parenting, and your communication and your intentions should be pure, you know, um, because you never know who's paying attention, and that can have a real life altering, permanent impact on the way a child perceives you and whether they trust you or not. I think it's one story if there's a situation where somebody is a terrible parent and they mistreat their child or something like that, then absolutely talk your shit. Absolutely. But when you're dealing with the person who is a good parent and the issues that you're experiencing is because of your own mind frame and thought process and the way you allow yourself to feel emotionally, that's not necessarily good because you haven't learned how to self regulate your feelings and needs in a healthy way. That can become problematic, you know? So, I just wanted to share this lesson with you because I have made some observations. Um, and I hope that, this gets, um, I hope that this gets absorbed by um, the people who need to hear it the most. And I just want to remind everyone that is in a co-parenting situation that the best way to do it successfully is from a place of love, just real love, real authentic love, and, just make a goal to do a better job every day. It's worth it. It's worth it for the kids. It is. Because, there's nothing more important than God and family. All right. So I hope that this inspired somebody to take the initiative to co parent more harmoniously and use your words, thoughts, and actions for kindness, because if you don't, it could come back to you. It could really just, the universe responds accordingly. Okay, some people have been going through a lot their whole life, and to make things harder for them couldn't possibly do you any good. All right, so I hope that this, like I said, I hope it really inspires some good vibes and great changes. All right, y'all. Peace.